In today's show, Bitcoin price loses $42,000 after a fresh rejection, puts focus on the worst-case Bitcoin monthly close. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest technical analysis, and as Tech Dev points out here, investing is a game of probability. When history has proven prophetic for the first 3 quarters, I think it's wise to bet on it for the fourth. Also in today's show, JPMorgan CEO says the Bitcoin price can rise 10x, but still won't buy it. Quoting him here, I don't really care about Bitcoin. I think people waste too much time and breath on it, but it is going to be regulated, and that will constrain it to some extent. But whether it eliminates it, I have no idea, and I don't personally care. I'm not a buyer of Bitcoin. That does not mean it can't go 10 times in price in the next 5 years. And sharing Max Kaiser's thoughts on Jamie Dimon. Jamie Dimon is a parasite, like a tapeworm, and our species had no defense. So with God's help, we collectively willed Bitcoin into existence to fight fiat money, fractional reserve banking, and Keynesian debt money propaganda. And as Neil Jacobs points out here, how it started, Jamie Dimon says if you're stupid enough to buy Bitcoin, you'll pay the price one day. This is back in 2017. And now he's predicting Bitcoin to 10x. Go figure. Also in today's show, Morgan Stanley doubles its exposure to Bitcoin through Grayscale shares. That's right. According to a new report by the SEC, major U.S. investment bank Morgan Stanley has more than doubled its shares in the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust since April as the mass institutional adoption continues. Also in today's show, crypto veteran Bobby Lee predicts Bitcoin will peak over $250,000 before a massive drop and predicts when. Quoting him here, I don't officially give financial advice, but personally, I am confident that the latter half of this year, Bitcoin will go back above $65,000. I think it'll peak out over $250,000 later this year. And he also goes on to predict his 7-figure Bitcoin price prediction and even says that China might ban Bitcoin altogether when Bitcoin goes to $500,000 to $1 million. Also in today's show, we'll be taking a look at the overall crypto market. As you can see, Bitcoin, Ether, and most major altcoins are currently correcting and in the red. But where's the Bitcoin price likely to go next? Find out all this, plus so much more, in today's show. Here at Crypto News Alerts, I drop a brand new episode every single day. The goal is to get to 50,000 subscribers. If you like earning money in cryptocurrency, be sure to smash that subscribe button and ring that bell to turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. Now let's talk about some crypto IRAs. Today's show is brought to you by iTrust Capital, the world's largest crypto IRA platform with over $2 billion in transactions. With iTrust, not only can you buy, sell, and trade crypto tax-free, but also precious metals as well, such as physical gold and silver, so you can trade 24/7, and there are no hidden fees, and everything is very transparent. And here you can see the cryptocurrencies you can currently trade, which include Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Chainlink, Polkadot, as well as other top cryptos. And a reminder, you can also trade physical gold and silver via digital ownership. iTrust Capital utilizes vault chain investment grade gold and silver held physically at the Royal Canadian Mint with ownership managed via a secure blockchain distributed ledger. And the thing that I really like is the fact they have institutional custody by Coinbase, the world's leading institutional cold storage provider, backed by a $320 million insurance policy, so you can have peace of mind knowing your digital assets are safe and secure. To take advantage of this, go ahead and use my referral link in the description right down below. And as a bonus, you'll receive your first month absolutely free. So what are you waiting for? Click the link right down below and let's start stacking them sats tax-free. All right, welcome back to another episode of Crypto News Alerts. I'm your host, JV. How's it going, crypto fam? Holla at your boy in the live chat. Bitcoin fell below $42,000 this morning on Tuesday, September 28th, as the largest crypto worsened overnight losses. As you can see here in the Bitcoin 1-hour candle chart, the Bitcoin bulls ran out of steam at 44,000. Data from Cointelegraph Markets Pro and TradingView showed Bitcoin reaching local lows of $41,670 on Bitstamp. The fall followed a $1,000 hourly loss late Monday, which firmly halted any bullish hopes from the weekend's high of 44,400. The turnaround was broadly expected. As reported, analysts were already eyeing levels below 40,000 as potential floors. And on Monday, one trader likewise refused to believe in Bitcoin's strength going into the new week, arguing that levels above 44,000 were simply a liquidity grab before heading lower again, as Sivo shares here on Crypto Twitter, probably flushing out the late shorts before the next leg down. Idea invalidated above 45,200 if it builds a bullish market structure for from there. And he also points out you don't want to see 40,000 tested again, and with just 2 more days left until the monthly close. Meanwhile, attention was on 43,000 as the worst case scenario for Bitcoin to finish September. Plan B, the analyst of the Bitcoin stock to flow model, who correctly predicted the $47,000 worst case scenario for last month of August, says October closing on at least 63,000, as he points out here. And I remind you, he shared this tweet 3 months ago. He says these are the worst case scenarios for August. 47,000, which was right on the money. September, which is over in just 2 more days, he says 43,000, which is currently right on the money. And then next month, October, 63,000, followed by November at 98,000, and December at 135,000 per BTC. And if we don't close at least 135,000 before the end of the year, that would invalidate the stock to flow model. Now check this out. He is not alone, with an increasing number of market participants firmly convinced that Q4 will be fire and a turnaround point in the Bitcoin bull run. Among them was popular trader TechDev, who argues that historical precedent alone demands credence to be given to a fresh Bitcoin price surge. Checking out his tweet here, investing is a game of probability. When history has proven prophetic for the first 3 quarters, I think it's wise to bet on it for the fourth. Touche. And as you can see here in this chart, from 2013 to 2021, you can see some striking similarities. And checking out the latest from crypto analyst Rec Capital, Bitcoin is losing the 21-week EMA as support following the weekly close below the EMA. Looks like Bitcoin relief rallied into the EMA to turn it into new resistance. For the time being, Bitcoin needs to manage to reclaim 43,600 this week to regain bullish momentum. And being I shared with you the worst case scenarios according to the stock to flow model by Plan B, it's important I share with you the best case scenario, as he shares here. Wait until you see my base case and best case scenarios. Okay, a hint, best case December, $450,000. Let's freaking go. And before I break down our next story of the day, JPMorgan CEO Jamie Dimon says Bitcoin price could rise 10x, but he still won't buy it. As well as Morgan Stanley doubles exposure to Bitcoin through Grayscale shares, as well as crypto veteran Bobby Lee predicts Bitcoin peak over $250,000 before a massive drop, and predicts when. But first, let's take a quick look at the overall crypto market. As you can see, currently we're witnessing a correction with Bitcoin down about 4% for the day, trading just under $42,000. We have Ether down 5.6%, trading just above $2,900. Solana down about 8%, trading at $133. Polkadot down 4%, Cardano down 4%, XRP down 2%, and Binance Coin down 2.2%. But all right, now let's break down our next story of the day. In an online interview with the Times of India, Jamie Dimon, the CEO of investment banking behemoth JPMorgan Chase, which FYI is the largest banking cartel in the United States, slandered Bitcoin's popular appeal, despite stating that the leading digital asset could increase 10x in a matter of 5 years. And let's run the math. With Bitcoin currently hovering at around 42,000, if we were at 10x from today's price, that would put each Bitcoin valued at about 420,000 per BTC. Happy 420, y'all. So a historically staunch critic of Bitcoin, Dimon called it a fraud back in 2017 and cited and reported capability for criminals to evade capture from authorities by operating their financial transactions in Bitcoin rather than US dollars. And despite this, JP Morgan has over the past year expressed a growing interest in the development and implementation of crypto and blockchain initiatives. So don't listen to what they say, watch what they do with laser eyes, fam. And in January, the firm purchased a 10% stake in ultra bullish business intelligence firm MicroStrategy, whose CEO Michael Saylor is one of Bitcoin's most renowned investors and hodlers. Shout out to Saylor. And in July, the firm created multiple worldwide job postings for blockchain developers, engineers, and marketers who work for its crypto-centric Onyx division, responsible for launching the bank stablecoin asset JP Morgan Coin in October of 2020. And according to the report, JP Morgan subsidiary Counterpoint Global is considering offering crypto investments to wealthy clientele as well, with assets under management topping $150 billion. This would represent a sizable stamp of approval for the rest of the banking industry. Now, Dimon has received notable criticism for being a hypocrite and for his dismissive views on Bitcoin. In fact, Max Kaiser called him out, sharing the following: Bitcoin came into existence as a spontaneous life form that grew out of our global collective consciousness as a defense mechanism to fight predatory central banks. Jamie Dimon is a parasite like a tapeworm, and our species had no defense. So with God's help, we collectively willed Bitcoin into existence to fight fiat money, fractional reserve banking, and Keynesian debt money propaganda. So there you have it. I agree with Max Kaiser 100%. Down with JPMorgan and Jamie Dimon. Who cares what they have to say about Bitcoin? At the end of the day, they're nothing more than hypocrites. It is what it is. And before I break down next story of the day, Morgan Stanley doubles exposure to Bitcoin through Grayscale shares, as well as crypto veteran Bobby Lee predicts Bitcoin to peak over 250,000 before a massive drop and predicts when. But first, let's take a quick look at the overall crypto market cap, sitting just under $1.9 trillion with $93 billion in volume in the past 24 hours, and the current Bitcoin dominance is 42.4%, with the Ether dominance at 18.4%. And checking out the top gainers within the top 100, we have eCash. I never heard of this one, up 12%, trading at 0.0002. We have OMG Network up almost 7%, trading at $9.67, and AXS up 5.4%, trading at $68.65. Now, which altcoins are you currently most bullish on? Let me know in the comments right down below. And as you can see, about 90% of the top 100 cryptos are currently in the red and correcting. And now checking out one of my favorite indicators, it's the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. Shows we're currently rated a 25 back in extreme fear. Yesterday was a 26, last week 27, and last month a 72 in greed. But all right, now let's break down our next story of the day. Major U.S. investment bank Morgan Stanley has more than doubled its shares of Grayscale Bitcoin Trust since April. That's right, according to a new report from the United States SEC filed on September 27th. The Morgan Stanley Europe Opportunity Fund, which invests in established and emerging companies throughout Europe, owned 58,116 shares of the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust as of July 31st. And at the time of this publication, the price of Grayscale Bitcoin Trust is $34.28, making the investment bank's exposure to Bitcoin roughly $2 million. Morgan Stanley reported that the shares cost $2.4 million, and previous filings show that Morgan Stanley has increased its shares of Grayscale Bitcoin Trust by more than 105% since April. And as Cointelegraph reported in June, the investment bank held 28,298 Bitcoin Grayscale Bitcoin Trust shares worth roughly $1.3 million at the time. And in April, the investment bank announced it would be adding Bitcoin exposure to 12 investment funds through Grayscale and cash-settled futures. The bank later led a $48 million funding round to securitize a Coinbase-backed tokenization platform. The action represented Morgan Stanley's first capital investment for Ray into blockchain. And ARK Invest CEO Cathie Wood, shout out to Cathie Wood, also has a significant investment into the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. In July, the firm reported it had purchased more than 450,000 Grayscale Bitcoin Trust shares in two separate buys. And at the time of publication, ARK Invest and its institutional funds hold more than 8.3 million Grayscale Bitcoin Trust shares, making its holdings roughly 0.69% of its portfolio. There you have it. The mass institutional adoption continues, and it's only a matter of time before a Bitcoin ETF gets approved in the United States. And Mike McGlone predicts this to happen by as early as next month in October, which can send the Bitcoin price parabolic to six figures. Let me know if you feel a Bitcoin ETF is likely to be approved in the fourth quarter of this year. And before I break down our final story of the day, crypto veteran Bobby Lee predicts Bitcoin peak over $250,000 before a massive drop and predicts when. But first, I want to remind you to smash that show more button right below this video in the description for a detailed analysis of what's going on in the crypto market. This goes for all 930 plus videos right here on my YouTube channel. Also some very helpful resources for you to plug into, including my daily letter, which goes out to over 30,000 subscribers every single day. To subscribe, visit letter.cryptonewsalerts.net. Also have a blog I update daily, which can be found at cryptonewsyes.com. Also be sure to smash that subscribe button and ring that bell and help me get to 50,000 subs. And of course, you can follow me on all the major podcasting platforms, from Spotify, the home of the Joe Rogan Experience, to Apple's iTunes and Google Play. You can also follow me on crypto Twitter. My Twitter handle is Crypto News Yes. And of course, you can follow me on TikTok, Telegram, and Facebook, so be sure to follow me there. All right, now let's break down this prediction from the one and only crypto veteran, Bobby Lee, who thinks Bitcoin will skyrocket in price by the end of 2021. And shout out to Bobby Lee. I interviewed him here on the show. If you missed that, be sure to check it out. I'll include it in the show notes right down below this video. Now check this out. Lee accurately called for a 50% drop in Bitcoin once it approached the $70,000 level. That's right, we dropped from an all-time high of around 65,000 all the way down to about that 29 or $528,000 level, so he was on the money. He now thinks the largest digital asset will sell past its current all-time high and print a massive rally before the end of the year, according to this Fortune interview. Quoting him here, "I don't officially give financial advice, but personally, I am confident that the latter half of this year, Bitcoin will go back above 65,000, and I think it'll peak out over 250,000 later this year." So there you have it. He's predicting a $250,000 Bitcoin price before the end of this year. Just note, at the time of this prediction, Bitcoin was trading at 37,200, and we're currently trading back above 42,000. However, Lee also thinks Bitcoin will endure a bear market in 2022 and lose 50 to 80% of its value after touching the new all-time high. Now, a couple of years after the 2022 bear market, he thinks it'll move into another bull cycle. Quoting him again here, "I think Bitcoin will have its bull cycle every 3 or 4 years in the coming years. I expect Bitcoin to pass $1 million, $2 million easily in the next 10 to 15 years. In fact, the next cycle I predict to be in the year 2024 or 2025, and that's when Bitcoin will cross $500,000 and might even touch $1 million. So that's right in alignment with Jamie Dimon's prediction of Bitcoin 10xing in the next 5 years. Now, Lee does see one potential source of sell pressure in the future, which is increased regulations from China. Check this out. The entrepreneur co-founded BTC China, China's first Bitcoin exchange, and at one point, one of the largest exchanges in the world. BTCC was acquired in 2018 by an unnamed Hong Kong business blockchain investment fund. And even after China's stringent crackdowns on Bitcoin mining this summer, he still thinks there's a decent chance that the country bans crypto altogether, even mere ownership. As he shares here, we've heard over the years that China has banned Bitcoin. Now, technically, that's not true. Even today in July of 2021, Bitcoin is legal to own. And fast forward now to the end of September, Bitcoin is still legal to own, so nothing has changed, just FYI. You're allowed to buy it, sell it to your friends or strangers. However, it's just they can't do it through a platform or business because all those businesses, all those platforms have been shut down. When Bitcoin goes to $500,000, $1 million, China might ban Bitcoin altogether when people are no longer allowed to hold it, and that's going to be a lot of selling pressure on Bitcoin at that time. I put the odds at 50. So there you have it. What are your thoughts surrounding Bobby Lee's $250,000 Bitcoin price prediction before the end of this year, as well as Bitcoin rising to $500,000 to $1 million within the next 5 years, and the potential of China outright banning Bitcoin altogether? All I know is this, as Mike Alfred points out here, due to China's aggressive and novel move to ban Bitcoin, I've lowered my 2030 price target from $2,650,000 to $2,642,000. This says it all. And checking out some of the responses, I wrote LOL. Pleb Bitcoin Tina wrote, actually will increase in price. Black market will make Bitcoin trade at a premium in China. Ban will also encourage HODL to not transact and risk being caught. And Mike Alfred responded, agree, that will create premium with China. Everything China does to try to stop Bitcoin will only make it stronger. That, my friend, is a fact. And now for a quick recap of what I covered with you here in today's show. Bitcoin price loses 42,000 after a fresh rejection puts focus on the worst case Bitcoin monthly close. Also in today's show, we discussed JPMorgan CEO Jamie Dimon says the Bitcoin price could rise 10x, but he still won't buy it, as well as Morgan Stanley doubles exposure to Bitcoin through Grayscale shares, as well as crypto veteran Bobby Lee predicts a Bitcoin peak of over $250,000 this year before a massive drop, and predicts when. But where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go next? Let me know in the comments right down below. Now for the top 3 comments from yesterday's episode. Katie Lux wrote, JV, what an absolute legend, busy daddy, Matrix glitch guy, always here for us every day, 24/7, 365. Let's freaking go. It's almost Q4, rocket ship to the moon. My response, thanks fam, you're the bestest. Q4 moon time. Let's freaking go. Peace and one love. Now the next featured comment comes from my boy Inner Dino, who wrote, thanks JV, I always appreciate the work you put in. So this one's for the algorithm. You and the Orange Pill podcast are my favorite. Shout out to Max and Stacy. Yes, shout out to Max and Stacy. I can't wait to interview them here on the show. And the third and final featured comment of the day comes from BitBud, quoting Satoshi Nakamoto. The nature of Bitcoin is such that once version 0.1 was released, the core design was set in stone for the rest of its lifetime. And my response, now we're talking fam, one love, and thanks for sharing. And to be featured on tomorrow's episode, drop me a comment right down below. Well, that's going to conclude today's show. As always, I appreciate you tuning in and journeying along with me inside this incredible crypto matrix. That's right, Bitcoin is the glitch in the matrix. If you gain value out of today's show, be sure to smash that subscribe button and ring that bell to turn on all notifications and help me get to 50,000 subs. And real quick before I go, I want to give a quick shout out to iTrust Capital, the world's largest crypto IRA platform with over $2 billion in transactions. If you're looking to trade crypto or precious metals tax-free, look no further than iTrust. As you can see, you can trade Bitcoin, Ethereum, Polkadot, Chainlink, and many other of the top cryptos. And my favorite part is they are backed by Coinbase Custody, the world's leading institutional cold storage provider, with a $320 million insurance policy, so you can trade your crypto assets with peace of mind, knowing that it's backed, safe, and secure. So go ahead, click the link in the description right down below, get your first month for free, and I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow's episode. Peace.